Hi Virgo, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. This is a general reading for December 2024. And I want to start off by saying welcome to any new subscribers that are here today. And also for those of you that are coming back again for another video or two. This channel is a year old this month. So I thought that in order to celebrate that, and since it is the holiday season for a lot of you, I am going to offer a 25% discount on all my personal readings. And if you're interested in a personal reading, the link for that is in my description box and in my comment section. And that offer will stay up for about a week and a half, maybe. So what we're going to be doing today is one of the readings actually that I offer you is called the Yellow Cardinal Cross. And so we're going to begin with the Curious Travels deck. It's really been talking to me in this last bit that I've been using. It's a newer deck that I've purchased. So I'm going to pull some cards for that, and then I'm going to clarify that with the Light Seers deck. All right, so let's begin with asking Tarot right now for the issue that Virgo, I haven't started off yet. I should just hold on to my cards. So we're going to start off with asking Tarot for the issue that Virgo is dealing with this month, whether it's a pattern, a problem, a struggle, a decision you have to make that's showing up for you. And then I'll immediately ask for a clarifier or something that's showing me that's obscuring that. And so if two cards come out, it'll be positions 1 and 2. If one comes out, then we'll just we'll ask for another card. So let's start off with the issue right now for Virgo. Now you can talk. There you go. It's been wanting to. You have the Wheel of Fortune. You have the Wheel of Fortune. And I'm going to ask for something to clarify that or tell me what's obscuring the Wheel of Fortune for Virgo. Three of Pentacles in reverse. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. Now I'm going to ask for the conscious influence on this issue. And that means there's something that's influencing this that you're very much aware of. All right. So what is the conscious influence on this issue that Virgo knows and is quite aware of? Ooh, that one bent. There we go. We got two cards here. So we have the Queen of Wands in reverse and also the Five of Pentacles as a conscious influence. And let's go to your left over here. And this is going to be the unconscious influence. So this is going to be what's sitting in your unconscious, what you're not aware of. And so it's going to be what's sitting in your shadow. So we're going to be doing some shadow work here. And if you're unfamiliar with shadow work, I've left a really good video for you in my description box below. It's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. It's a video that I put together myself. It's on my other channel called Carol Cares. And in that video, I've just put everything in there that I know about doing shadow work. I've been on my own intensively healing my own shadow work journey, if you want, for 7.5 years. And healing my own complex trauma with a trauma coach. So I've put that together. So what you're going to find here when we do shadow work is that what's sitting here in your unconscious is going to have the most impact, believe it or not, on what's happening. We tend to think that this is what we're thinking, this is what's driving this, but it's actually something that wants to come up to heal. So this is very much a healing channel. And when I say that, I think some people just kind of go click by because, you know, there's only certain individuals that are going to come to this channel. I know that. And it's the people that want to heal. And it's the people that want to look at their shadow and pull stuff out of there and heal, because it's a very tough journey. So we're going to ask what's sitting in your unconscious right now that's driving this issue that you're sitting with this month, Virgo. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting card to get, and I like that for you as your first card there in your shadow. Okay, up at top, it's what's needed for resolution for this issue that Virgo's sitting in. One card. You have the Six of Swords and the Knight of Wands. This one doesn't say it. I have to stare at the picture of the wand at the bottom, actually. So, okay. This deck, I love this deck, though, so I've been using it a bit for this reading this month. And then the guidance from the tarot at the bottom for Virgo. Guidance from the tarot for Virgo for this month. What needs healing? There we go. The King of Pentacles. Very interesting because I guess before I clarify this, there is a card over here. It's your overriding energy, and I'll talk about it in a minute, but it is the King of Pentacles as well. So King of Pentacles is showing up twice in the reading. Yeah, so let's take the clarifiers right now. I'm going to ask for clarify these two cards here, Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Pentacles in reverse, for maybe a couple cards here. When I was staring at my decks, wondering which one to pick, this one was like, no, pick me for sure. Light Seers wanted to come out. A deck that I've put away for a bit, but come back out now. I'm asking for one more card, if I can. Try one more time here. There we go. Oh, I got two more. Okay, so Six of Cups in reverse. Seven of Swords. And the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Let's ask for the clarification for the conscious influence here. A couple cards, or maybe one. We already have two on the table, so I'm just going to pick one here. And you have the Knight of Swords in reverse. And a couple cards for the unconscious influence. For the shadow here, for the Eight of Pentacles for clarification. Cards are fighting to come out. Nine of Cups. And the Four of Pentacles in reverse. How about the Six of Swords and the Knight over here of Wands? A couple cards there for the what's needed for resolution. Whoa, too many. Too many. I'm going to take them all. I'm going to put them away. I think there was about 6 of them there. So I will do it again. So a couple more cards here for clarification. For Six of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Okay, and one more. All right, so you got the Judgment card, Eight of Swords, Two of Swords, Three Swords at the top here. So it's a lot of your mental energy, which doesn't surprise me considering the King of Pentacles is up here. So we'll talk about that. And how about this King of Pentacles at the bottom? A couple cards for clarification. Five of Wands. Oops. The Empress card. I think she was in reverse, and the Chariot. All right. Put those away. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with your overriding energy, and I talked about that being the Six of Pentacles in reverse right here. And this card is taken from the yearly reading that I did for you in January. And I pulled out 12 cards, and I pulled out this one for December. And so let's talk a bit about the King of Pentacles, because it is coming up right here as guidance from the tarot. So I think it's really important that this is really a big focus for you this month. So the kings in my deck are the masculine part of us. We all have a feminine part, and we all have a masculine part. It has nothing to do with our gender. It's just that we have feminine qualities and masculine qualities. And the king in particular is our ego self. And the King of Pentacles, well, the pentacle itself talks about our body. It talks about, it's the earth element, and it talks about being grounded. And as you can see here, if you take a look at this king and how his gown that he's wearing is so, the images of this fruit the fruit looks like grapes, actually, that's all over his gown, and it just looks so bountiful, so earthy, like it has that earth tone, if you want, coming from it. And so the king himself, our ego self, would want nothing to do with the body. And in fact, it wants nothing for you to ground into your body and to experience that feminine side of you. The King of Pentacles will want to keep you, your ego self will want to keep you up in your head, because it knows that if you go into your body, there are emotions there. There's maybe some trauma that has to be felt. There's inner children that need to talk to you. And that's what we do when we heal. And this particular king, your ego self is, I think, going to be coming out here. And our ego self will come out when there is emotions that are rising to the surface, when there are memories that are rising to the surface, because our ego self wants nothing to do with emotions. It's very much a part that's very afraid, petrified, actually. And it'll keep you in your head. There's a fly here that I'm just like, what is that? It'll keep you in your head. And because it doesn't want you to go in your body. And so we're going to see how this is playing out here in December. So let's start out with where you are, what situation you're sitting in right here. Well, the Wheel of Fortune is coming in here, and the Wheel of Fortune comes in when there's been some sort of change of circumstance for you. Maybe you're going through that right now. Maybe you've been through that recently. So it's either like, I'm thinking it's a recent change of circumstance in your life. And when the Wheel of Fortune comes up, it's like we need to look at it, because things obviously are going to happen in our life. But the thing is, life continues to turn, right? So it's how we react to these things. And as clarity here, I'm seeing your Three of Pentacles comes right up after it, and it's in reverse. And so in an upright position, the Three of Pentacles talks about, to me, I call it my therapy card. Three of Pentacles refers to like this co-creative aspect to it. So it's when we would work with someone else to help us through this. And this is kind of a call here. Maybe you're aware that you need to maybe get some therapy around this. You need some help to get through this. And I love how they put the dolphins on here, because there actually is some, I think it's in, I'm forgetting where it is right. Oh, it's in the Bahamas, I think it is. Is it the Bahamas? I'm not sure. But I know that there's a place where you can go where you actually swim with the dolphins, and they're very, very intelligent mammals, and you'll go in and swim with them, and they'll come around and they will heal you. And with their sonar or their sound or something. And so this is what this, to me, I see this as a real healing card for you, but it's in reverse, which means that I don't think you're willing to seek out help right now. Like maybe you've been in therapy, maybe you don't want to go back into it, and right now it's just like, no, I'm not willing to do that. And then the Six of Cups comes here as a clarifier, and the Six of Cups is in reverse. And what the Six of Cups for me is, my sixes always have a duality to it. And then here's this picture of this man here, this grown man and his dog, grown dog. And then there's an image of him when he was younger, when the dog was a puppy. And so it really speaks to me of this inner child here, this man here that's sitting here, and it shows the picture of his inner child when he was a little boy. And that's in reverse here. Six of Cups is an inner child card for me. And so I'm seeing here that there's an inner child here that's needing healing. Something has happened here, and your inner child is needing to heal. And when an inner child card comes up, they need to be listened to, and they need to be heard. They need to be given a voice in order to heal. So there's very much a call here. There's a child, an inner child that has these emotions that it wants to share with you. And the Seven of Swords card comes right after it. But I think what's happening is, I call this the Thief card. And this individual is running away with these sharp swords, which is quite dangerous actually. And swords are our mental energy. Do you see these crows right here that are just, crows are beautiful birds. They're messenger birds actually. And so I see these crows as giving messages, but these are the messages that you're giving yourself. These are the messages that you received when you were a child. And people told you things about yourself, and it's like you ran away with these thoughts that they told you, and that's what you still believe about yourself. And like I said, the sword energy is very much someone that's up in their head, and the mental energy are spinning. And we have already talked about the King of Pentacles and how you're up in your head this month. And then the Two of Pentacles comes in. The Two of Pentacles is in reverse, and in an upright position, this talks about this person kind of juggling life, juggling all these things in their life. And so I'm seeing here that you're very much distracted. And that's what happens. The ego self will keep us up in our head and distracted so that we don't go inwards and touch these emotions that are coming up for you right now from your inner child because of this circumstance that is happening, that has just happened with you. And so what are you consciously aware of about this incident? Well, you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and here is our feminine side. So the masculine side is our ego self. Here is our feminine side kicking in now. And our feminine side, in particular, the Queen of Pentacles, well, she has the pentacle in her. If you look at this queen, she's sitting with her beautiful pentacle. This is the queen that loves the body. This is the queen that lives in her body. This is our feminine side, the body. This is where all our emotions are. And so there's a real call here, consciously, or maybe you're aware of it, to go inwards and to feel these emotions. Here's your Five of Pentacles here. Here's that child. Here's that inner child of yours broken, right? The Five of Pentacles talks about, it's a card, first of all, of great conflict, great pain inside of us. And it's a card that talks about our unworthiness. If you picture this child, how they're just sitting there, almost like with their head down, and that speaks to me of shame, that big emotion of shame here. And so there's definitely some shame here, some unworthiness that's coming up here that you are really fighting with, especially with the Seven of Swords, how you're up in your head and you're saying all these things. And we tend to, when we say all these things to ourselves, these are things that people told us when we were growing up. And, they could be really hateful things. And we repeat them in our heads because we ran away with those swords. And we think that's who we are. And the last card that clarifies this queen and this Five of Pentacles is the Knight of Swords. You have a knight here. And I'm wondering if there's another night coming up. There's another night here. So this is there's usually not a reading that goes by without a night in it. And they're very important. They are this part of us that I call my freedom fighters. There's 4 of them. And everybody has this part. It's that part that's fighting to get back to their authenticity, who they really are. And this one is the Knight of Swords. And the sword here is your truth, your authenticity. You see, you picked up all these swords, these thoughts, and you think that's who you are. But there's a part of you that's fighting for this freedom to get back to who you are. And I think you're feeling it here. There's a huge pull to go inwards and to find out who you really are. And it has everything to do with what's happening with you right now with this situation. There's a huge pull this December that says, okay, it's time now to find out who you are. Let's go to your shadow right now. And this is going to have the biggest impact. All right. So it's going to be a mirror image of over here, what you know consciously. What you know consciously is your outer world. And here's your inner world. And your outer world will always reflect what's going on inside. It's amazing once you start to realize that. So here's your 8 of Pentacles here. In your shadow, people tend to think that your shadow, when you do shadow work, it's all about digging up all those repressed memories, that repressed trauma, those ugly things that we don't want to look at. But there's also gifts in there, because once you start peeling away your trauma, there's gifts. And this 8 of Pentacles speaks about, first of all, something that, maybe you've always wanted to do. It talks about passion. This individual is working away at this 8 of Pentacles, and this card talks about doing something that you're passionate about, whether or not you know what it is. Some of us do know what it was that we wanted to do when we were younger, but it's sitting here in your shadow. So I'm thinking there's something when you were younger where you were told to put it away, and that's what happens. And so there's a call here that's pulling you towards finding out who you really are and what it is you're passionate about, because you have this 9 of Cups here. And the 9 of Cups, this person's celebrating as if they've almost like they've won the lottery, but they're only at number 9. They're not they haven't got to the end of the cycle to number 10, where you get these full range of emotions. So this person has put away their emotions. They've said, well, I'm done healing. I'm done feeling. And so in your shadow here, there is a time when you were passionate about something. Obviously, it was something that you've put away. So it's something that you weren't allowed to do. They could have been shunned, rejected for some reason. And so here you are right here with this 9 of Cups. You put all these emotions away. You stopped feeling. And I call that, normally when the 9 of Cups is not in the shadow, I call it my shadow bypasser, that person that just kind of says, I'm not feeling anymore. I'm done with this journey. I don't want to feel. But this is your adolescence. This is your childhood here. So you stopped feeling when you were younger. You put it away. And your 4 of Pentacles comes in as another final card here for your shadow. And in an upright position, the 4 of Pentacles talks about this woman holding on to her purse here when, there's this big bazaar at the back that she could go and shop at. And she has the money, but she's holding on to it. And so there's something here that you had to put away, that you are not, like as a child, you held it in, and you held in all these emotions. This talks about things like attachment issues as well, where you weren't allowed to feel, and so you held it all in. And this is where the ego self kicks in for us when we were younger. They come in when these big emotions come out when we're younger and we're too young to feel them, like just not able to process them, just not capable. The ego self will come in and take you out of your body and bring you up into your head, because emotions aren't up here. They're in our body. And so from a very young age, you learned it wasn't safe to feel. And so this is why this queen is coming out here, this invitation for you to get back into your body and feel these big emotions that you put away when you were younger. But you're very much in your ego self because you learned that when you were younger. It wasn't safe to feel. And so what is needed for resolution here? Well, I just finished saying it wasn't safe to feel. My Six of Swords is my card of getting yourself to safety. It's very important in this journey of healing that you're in a safe place to do this work. Very, very important. And so I'm wondering if this has come out to ask you, are you in a safe place? And sometimes we can be with people and we think they are safe, but it's almost like a false sense of protection sometimes, and we're not aware of it until we get out of it. Because there is this Knight of Wands to clarify. And the Knight of Wands, again, here's our knight, another freedom fighter. There is a knight, there is a part of you that wants freedom to take your life into a purposeful direction. There is a pull here. And maybe you're feeling it. Maybe you're feeling that pull. You're feeling that pull to get yourself to a safer place. Get yourself somewhere where you are able to process, to feel safe enough to get into your body and start to feel some of these emotions. Here's the Judgment card that comes out. The Judgment card talks about this. You see this woman? She's almost being pulled out of her body, but also there's this call here. You're feeling this call to wake up. To wake up to this Eight of Swords energy that you're in, which is that energy of feeling like you're trapped. If we feel like we're trapped, it's very much we're trapped in our mind. I'm not for 1 second going to say here to belittle anything that you're feeling, because I know what it feels like to be trapped. You're absolutely petrified in fear, and it's a real thing, but it's somebody that's trapped in their mind, and it's usually a flashback of being trapped when you were younger and, and not being able to feel who you are. And so what you don't realize is that there is a way out of this. In fact, this woman has legs. She has a body, and she's forgetting that she can use her legs to walk away. And if you are feeling trapped in a certain situation right now, you have a body. You can take yourself physically away, but you also can go into your body, and that is where we start to feel and reach our inner guidance here. This woman is very much up in her head. The Two of Swords talks about somebody that is just absolutely closed off to anything else and has put like this blindfold on her and doesn't want to see. And this is part of this, how trapped you're feeling right now. But there is a way out of this. So let's go and see what the tarot has for guidance. Well, and I think the resolution here is to recognize that there is a way out of your situation and there is a need for safety. So the guidance from the tarot, the guidance of the tarot says, we need to deal with this King of Pentacles. You need to deal with the fact that you need to realize that you're very much, your ego self is keeping you up here in your head. And the Five of Wands talks about, the Five of Wands is the card where definitely these individuals are comparing themselves, comparing their batons and, saying my baton's bigger than yours and mine isn't big enough. And this is all a card of these things that we can say in our heads to ourselves, where we beat ourselves up, where we can really, I call it the part of me, I call it my mean kid. It's where we just beat ourselves up. And I think you're doing a lot of beating yourself up right now because you are very much with this Five of Pentacles feeling very unworthy. And what I like to do is when I get in that space where I'm just hearing all these horrible things I'm telling myself about, you know, you're no good. There's no such thing. There's nothing out for you. There's nothing here for you right now. You're trapped in this situation. I can't get out of this situation. And all these mean things I'll tell myself, I'll write them out. I'll journal about them. And I'll put them all out on paper because there's a part of you, this inner child of yours right here. That's how they feel. All those thoughts that they feel about themselves need to be journaled. And here's the Empress card. Beautiful Empress card here. Remember, this is the guidance from the tarot, and the Empress card comes out. She is the second half of the feminine archetype in the major arcana of the tarot. And the first half is the High Priestess, who represents our intuition. She represents everything to do with emotions, everything to do with creativity, everything to do with the body. And so there's this real call here for you to recognize, become aware that it's time to go inwards. This is the Chariot. The Chariot card talks about movement. It talks about movement, and this individual has been trying so hard all their life to control these wild horses. They don't even have reins. At any time, they could go in any direction, and they know that. And there's like, it's holding on for dear life that these horses are going to keep on going straight here. And so he's using his willpower and his control. But I think there comes a time when that doesn't work for us anymore, right? We can only stay up in our heads for so long and try to control and try to push down this pain of this inner child that's trying to come forward here. And the answer here is not a physical movement. It's an inward movement. This is the last card that's telling you, all right, it's time here to go inwards. And so I'm going to leave you with a playlist on grounding. I think it's time that you really put some effort into learning how to ground your body, learning how to get into your body. I also teach you how to ground your mind first and then go into your body. I take you in my backyard and I show you how I ground. How I get back into my body. And believe me, I've been one who's lived out of their body all her life because I have complex trauma. But I know now to get into my body when something's coming up. And so, Virgo, I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. This is the hardest journey of your life, but it's the most important one. Take care, and I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.